It's you and me against the world, okay?
Hi, in this video, I'll be reviewing the movie or rather series Roses and Ivy, which you can watch on Prime Videos. This series follows the journey of these two sisters through their highs and lows and shows the love and the bond these two sisters share. So basically, the older sister is very, very devoted to her younger sister. She loves her to bits right from when, they were small. The older sister is Evelyn and the younger sister is Roselyn. Mother died during childbirth of the younger sister. So her mother figure had always been her older sister. And the love her sister has for her is unmatched. Like her sister would go to war for her, her sister would lay down her life for her. And it just shows the extent to which a sister's love can go. And in the movie, we get to see their love being tested. We get to see their bond being shaken up, and it's just a very, very, very emotional watch. And it shows the extent to which one would go for their love, and also shows the impact of resentment, of how things we bottle up so much can also tend to turn us into somebody we can't even recognize anymore. It's a very beautiful movie, tells a very beautiful story about sibling love. The movie was directed and created by Biodun Stephen. Story is also by her. Like I really, really enjoyed this series. So it's a four-part limited series which has a very gripping emotional storyline, because this movie would tug at your heartstrings. This movie would have you hooked because it's such a relatable story, it's such a believable story, it's something you can see yourself in. Essentially, if you have siblings, if you have brothers, if you have sisters, it's something you can understand. Yes, so for the actors in this movie, we have Evelyn, who was played by Munachi Abii. This babe is such a wonderful actress. Like she did so well in this role. She was really giving me big sis vibes. Like this babe would do anything for her sister. Imagine, like her sister got drunk and couldn't make it to her exam hall. She went in to write the exam for her sister. And mind you, they don't look alike. They are not twins or anything. So she risked herself. She risked her education to go, write the exam, which is of course not allowed. But she did that for her sister. Do you understand? Like she would, lie that she's the one that did something which her sister did to just cover her sister, to protect her sister. Like the love she has for her sister is such a beautiful thing. But we also get to see the dark side of her, which watching the movie you will get to understand. She was more or less like the picture perfect child. She had the good grades, she was very hardworking, everything came to her with ease. Unlike her younger sister, the character Evelyn was played by Uche Montana. Like, you, this babe can act. Yes, she can act, give her her flowers. From an early age, she got, bad grades. She wasn't, serious in school. She just wanted to chill, watch TV and all of that. She was always getting beaten by her dad because of her bad results. She was more or less like the bad egg of the family. So she was the one that you won't really expect much to come out from. She also loved her sister very, very much. Like she looked up to her sister so much. Her sister was like her confidant, her best friend, her mother, like everything in one. And she did so well. Like you would get to see how this bond of theirs was tested, how trust was broken, and you get to see different emotional range in these babes acting. Like, no, go and watch the movie. You have to watch it for yourself to understand what I mean. Then we get to see the character Mr. Adigwe, who was the girl's dad, who was played by Kalu. This man was a proper Nigerian dad. He wanted his girls to do well at school. He wanted them to have good results. And if you don't do that, he would beat you, scold you, and all of that. And he was a very stern, strict dad that was, trying to provide and care for his kids after the loss of his wife till, he got stroke. So he was unable to be there to provide for them. Then Evelyn had to step in and be the breadwinner of the home. Essentially, she was unable to go to the university and all of that. So yes, he did so well in his role. Then we get to see the character Lanre Shabba, who was played by Taye Arimoro. This guy, so basically, he grew up with the girls. They were practically neighbors. So he was very good friends with the older sister Evelyn, and Roselyn and Lanre were just not friends. They didn't see eye to eye. He was always calling her Bugs Bunny and just always making jokes about her bad grades and everything. So they just did not, like themselves. But in the future, they get to fall in love with each other, they become married. I really enjoyed this guy in this movie. And we get to see his mom, Mrs. Shabba, who was played by Jaiye Kuti. Typical African mother. She wanted her son to give her grandkids. So she was always talking to him like, what's going on? Is it from your end or from your wife's end? Like, what's really going on with you people? Like, be let's know whether you are the one that is the problem. Like, try and get a woman pregnant besides your wife. She did her thing. Then we also get to see somebody else who was the therapist, was played by Ego. So I think that is that about the actors in this movie. Then for the kids, the younger actors who played Evelyn, Lanre alongside Roselyn, they did so well because I think it was how good their performance was as the younger versions of these people was what brought about these excellent adult versions of them. So I really really enjoyed the performances. I'll give it a 10/10. Like performance was so intense. Like a little bit of funny scenes, a little bit of heart gripping scenes, a little bit of tears. Like so much. Like if you're an emotional person, just get ready to cry in this movie. This movie would it will really touch you so much. Then that aside, the movie had really, really stunning visuals and of course told a very emotional story like I've been seeing so far. Like the movie will take you on a roller coaster of feelings. Like you'll be at some point you'll be high, another point you'll be low, another point you'll be confused, another point you'll be upset, like you'll be feeling a lot of things. Watching this movie, you also get to see the complexities of siblings relationship. Like how at times it's like you can't stand your brother or your sister, and at times it's like you can't even live without them, sort of thing. So we get to see that come into play. We get to see the rawness of like sibling love and some things of course you can pick up on. There'll be the theme of sibling love, theme of jealousy, anger. You get to see the theme of broken trust, broken loyalty, because a lot really happened in this series that I'm trying so hard not to give away. So let me just touch like a little bit on. For instance, now Evelyn, who is the older sister, came out first class and everything. She was unable to get a job. Unlike her younger sister who went to further her education, did masters and got a very good job, has a perfect man, got married and life is good. Evelyn was probably not dealt that same hand. So she was unmarried, now got a job as a teacher due to the help of her younger sister. On the flip side, Roselyn is unable to have children, like she can't bear a child. I think her and her husband have been married for over 5 years. She hasn't been able to conceive, so that is already eating her up, with comments from her mom. And like she just feels like she's not a woman, like there's something off with her. So she is going through a lot of anger, she's going through a lot of emotions. She at a point she was even depressed, and considering her sister would go to any extent to do anything for her, she brought the whole idea of surrogacy, that her sister should help her carry her child. Her sister agreed, that did not work. She now came up with this crazy idea that her sister should sleep with her husband and get pregnant and give the baby to her. I think that was like the height of it all. That was when I knew Roselyn had lost it. Like, because at a point I thought she was even going to harm herself if care wasn't taken. But of course, her sister did that because of the love she has for Roselyn. Now we get to see the flip side of it all, where Evelyn felt angry. She felt like the life she was living wasn't hers, essentially. She felt her sister had stolen the life she was supposed to live. Like, why is it that I'm the one with the good grades, that didn't even have like a proper childhood? I was the one, fending for the family, but yet I don't have a home, don't have a job that I like. She was probably just angry. That anger, bitterness, and resentment was just eating her up inside till she turned into something that she couldn't even recognize herself, and sort of blamed her younger sister for it. So who should watch this movie? Honestly, everybody and anybody should watch this movie because it's a good watch. This movie tells an actual deep story. Like there's things you can learn in this movie. There's so much to pick up on in this movie. There's so much to take away from this movie, and I'm sure it's also something that is probably coming from like a real life scenario. Trust was shattered, loyalty was destroyed, love was lost. Because it's like, would these sisters be able to get back to how they were? But I really liked the way it ended. Like, it's for me, it ended really, really nicely. Like, a lot, a lot really went into this movie. So I think at times it helps to talk, like it helps to express yourself. Like, you don't know how being resentful towards another person have so much bitterness and so much rage, for this other person. So it just shows you the ugly side of jealousy, shows you the ugly side of resentment, and we should try to avoid, that. We should not let those things consume us, essentially. Anyways, have you seen the series Roses and Ivy on Prime Video? Biodun Stephen really did amazing with this movie. Like, honestly, she did so well. All the actors delivered excellently. Trust me, you have to see it for yourself to understand what I'm saying. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you've seen the movie, please let's talk in the comment section. Do you understand where, Evelyn was coming from with all she was saying? Or are you thinking that it is all Roselyn's fault, that Roselyn was the one that told her to do it? So why should she now be angry that, things went the way they did? And it's very, 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 very sad, how things went from being so inseparable, being so tight, being so close, to now being at odds, now being like actual strangers to each other. If you're currently watching any movies, please let me know down in the comment section. If you're new to my channel, do subscribe. Check out my other videos. Happy holidays, by the way. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.